Okay, back to the cow. Yes, Sister V. The first question we were given, in fact, there we were given that the diagram below shows the graph of y is equal to g prime of x. Okay, so that shows that this graph that we are dealing with is not the original g of x. So g of x is equal to ax cubed plus bx plus cx plus d. The graph of g prime of x, which is the derivative of that graph, cuts the y-axis at 0 and 1, and the x-axis at negative 1 over 3 and 0, and 1 and 0. Okay, then the first question, they ask you to write down the x coordinate. I want to put that in. X coordinates of what? Of the x of the stationary points of G. Are we together? So then,
Yes.
to determine what are the x coordinates, do we have to calculate them, or can we just take them from the diagram or from the
You
information?
just
We take them.
just take it from given as
Okay.
diagram.
So what are they?
Negative 1/3 and x is equal to 1.
And x is equal to 1. Wonderful. Okay. Then we move on to 8.2. In 8.2, what are they saying now? They are saying determine the x coordinates of the point of inflation of G. Then how do you best do that?
And say that the x coordinate of the point of inflection is equals to 1.
Equals to 1.
Mm.
Ah, are you sure? What is the point of inflation?
The second derivative equals to 0.
The second derivative equals to 0. Are we together? Remember, if
The point is the midpoint between the two turning points. I was supposed to add the x coordinates of the turning
wonderful.
point.
Yeah, that's what you were supposed to do. Guys, these are the careless mistakes that you will do in the exams. Yeah, please, as boring as it is, go and do even the questions that you think you know, to avoid making mistakes, careless mistakes. I know it's boring. It's especially for genius like you guys. Okay, so we are saying determine the x coordinate of the point of inflation of G. Of the point of inflation of G. So you said you took x1, which was negative 1 over 3, and you added 1, then you divided everything by 2, which ended up giving you what?
1/3.
So it's negative 1 over 3, 3 plus, so it's going to be 2. Then the 2 will cancel with this one, then you end up getting 1 over 3. That's what you're saying. Okay, it's fine. Let me take that one. Let me accept that one. Okay, then now we are on question 3, or 8.3. 8.3, they are saying now determine the values of x for which function g is increasing. Function g is increasing where? For 2 marks. You are not having the draft there. We are not asking for function g of x, g prime of x, but for function g.
I sort of like sketched. So then since we're given the derivative and then it starts by increasing, then I said that the cubic function is going to start by decreasing. Then since 1 over 2 is the turning point, which means that from 1 over 2 is going to change now, and then it's going to start increasing. And then 1 is the turning point. So from 1, when x is at 1 on the cubic function, it's going to be decreasing. So then I say that the graph will be increasing when x is an element of negative 1 is to 1. Negative 1 over 3 is to 1.
Okay, let's go back a bit. You are saying that the graph is increasing, or you are saying it's decreasing, the original graph?
It's decreasing.
So you had a picture like this on your mind. Then you are saying, then your turning point, you said that the x turning point here was negative 1 over 3, and the x turning point here was 1. Okay. So to conclude your answer, we want, what do we want? Determine the x values, values of x for which the function g is increasing. So you said it's increasing between what, where?
Between negative 1 over 3 and 1.
When x, so this is the part that is increasing, which is between the stationary points. Are we together? So you are saying it's increasing there. And also you could have just looked at it, if you have drawn this graph, where is it positive? It's positive here, between, because it's on top. You can take it from that as well. You see?
Okay.
You didn't necessarily, but it's fine. I like your approach. So you are saying, okay, therefore the answer there, when x is less than 1 but at the same time greater than negative 1 over 3, our function is increasing. Okay, you take that 2 marks for Pisayo. We move on to 8.4. Determine now the equation of g prime in the form g prime of x is equal to p x squared plus 2x plus r. So I don't know, what did you forget? But you were saying you forgot something. I don't know what. Okay, now let's look at this. Basically what they want the equation of g prime of x, right? Not g of x, but g prime of x. In which equation? In the equation px qx px squared plus qx plus r. I hope I got that one right. Okay. But now, in order to get all that, what then do you need as a student? You check this graph that they want, the equation that they want. This is just a simple quadratic expression. Are we together? A quadratic function, which is a parabola. And they want the equation for this derivative. So this derivative is a parabola. So you look at, what do you have? What do you have? You have your intercepts. So with those intercepts, you have your y-intercept. In other words, you already know that your r is 1. Isn't it? Just by jongering there, you already know that your r is 1. But because of the intercept also, you know that, okay, this means that my y, my g prime of x, I will use the x-intercept method, the method that I was going to use if I was answering functions on algebraic other functions beside the cubic function. Now, because this is a quadratic function, I will use this method, a x, but now my a is p, because where they were supposed to be A, there's P. So my A is represented by P. So it's going to be P in minus x1 into x minus x2. But because it's U, Vicky, we don't need to write everything. We just substitute. So you know that it's going to be x minus x1, which happens to be negative. When we substitute, it's going to be positive, plus 1 over 3. Okay? Then into x minus x2, which is 1. Okay? And since you already know that your r is 1, do you know that you can know also your p? What is the value of your p? Or we can just expand this before we run into shortcuts. So if you expand this, you can start by these two brackets so that to avoid making mistakes, or you can start by this bracket and this point outside to avoid making mistakes again before you multiply whatever you get here on the other bracket. So depending which method do you find easy for you?
I'm multiplying the two brackets first.
Okay, so
without P.
Without P. Then expand it. So it's going to be x squared. As you can see here, negative 1 plus 1 over 3. What are you getting?
You're getting negative 2 over 3.
Okay. So it's 1 over 3 minus 1, which is negative 2 over 3. So the answer that we are going to have is going to be negative 2 over 3x. Then the last term will be any number that you multiply by 1 remains the same.
Yes.
Then you multiply this here, which will give us p. Oh, it was x squared here. Px squared minus 2 over 3 px minus 1 over 3 p. Okay. Then you remember that this over here, this position is the r position. Are we together? And you already know your r is equal to 1. So you can simply say that, Menier, this means negative 1 over 3 that I see is actually equal to 1. Then I can transpose multiply also I can transpose negative 1 over 3 by multiplying by the reciprocal of 1 over 3 both sides, which is by 3. Then this and this will cancel, negative 3 will cancel. Then you will have your p equals to negative 3.
Yeah.
Are we still together?
Yes.
Okay. So this means if p is equal to negative 3, that means I can substitute to get this is representing q. That will mean, okay, q now will be equal to what? Will be equal to negative 2 over 3 into negative 3, which this and this will cancel, and that will end up leaving me with what? Negative times negative, positive 2. Okay. Now we have the value of q, we have the value of p, we have the value. So therefore that means the equation now, g prime of x will have to equal to what? Will be equal to p is 2 x squared, right? And yes, we know our q is it's negative, not 2, sorry, it's not 2x squared, it's negative 3x squared, because p is negative 3 and q is positive 2, so plus 2x plus 1. I hope it makes sure.
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, so you just need to. So is the screen still clear?
Yes.
This size is right. Okay, because I'm worried that you may not be able to read on the screen. Okay, maybe let me zoom for the when you are watching it on. Okay, so G of G prime G 8.5, they are saying now, given that G of x plus 1 passes through the origin, which is 0 is to 0, and G prime of x is negative 3x squared plus 2x plus 1, just in case you got this one wrong. Are we together?
Yeah.
So now they are giving you. Okay, now they are saying show that G is equal to A is equal to negative 1 for G, and B is equal to 1, and C is equal to 1, and D is equal to negative 1. How do you best show that? Any idea for 5 marks? Marks in just PSI.
Don't we derive the cubic function? Then since we're given the derivative of the
Okay, let's
oh
okay. You are saying that we are given the derivative, right? Oh, the cubic function was not given. It was given as g of x is equal to a x cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So you are saying we have to derive this.
I think so. Yes.
We derive it. Okay, let's derive it. Then we have 3ax squared plus
Let's be
2bx
2 minutes.
plus c. Okay,
And then we're gonna
you said
write
something. Okay, we write it in terms of what?
we're gonna write that one that they gave us the
Okay,
derivative and
the
then
not in terms of a now. The actual derivative, ne? That is given to us negative 3x squared plus 2x plus 1.
then just from seeing it like that, you're gonna cancel the x, like x squared will cancel x squared that is on the bottom, meaning that, or you can just like what can I say, equate them,
I can do what?
equate
Equate what?
like the part that has 3a x squared with
Oh, like this.
it's yes, then you will
Okay.
see that is equals to -1.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the part that is b 2bx is going to be equals to 2. Oh, you
Okay.
don't have to write x. 2b is equals to 2.
Okay.
Then b is equals to 1. Then c is equals to 1 already.
C is equal to 1. Okay.
For d, uh, we do we do have it.
Where?
Can you please no? For d, we are going to can I say for d, we are going to since we have the other variables, we're going to like write the normal page in the g of x one, and then you substitute 0. in the place of x because d is an x-intercept, is a y-intercept, sorry.
So you are saying we write the normal equation g of x. I just
And
want to
then
okay, which is, instead of putting a there, we'll put negative x cubed. Instead of putting b, we'll put 1, so which will be plus x squared. Instead of putting c, we'll
we'll
put
say
1 again, so which will be plus x plus d. Then what are you saying?
then I'm saying that in place of x, since we know that d is a y-intercept, in place of x we're going to substitute with 0.
We're gonna substitute 0. Okay, so you say let's look for 0 point g of 0.
Yeah, it's not good.
This is
No.
not remember, you are given that here when the draft is added 2 units up, it's passing through this point.
Okay.
Are we together? Okay, now which means what? Now okay, our g of x is like this, but now how can we get g? What we know, because if we can get the equation for g of x plus 1, the equation for g of x plus 1 will be this normal equation, x cubed plus x squared plus x plus d, which is plus 1. Are we together? Then what do we know about that? We know, okay, when x in this now new equation, are we together, in this new graph, when y is 0, x is also 0. Are we together? Which will be plus d plus 1. Then we can solve for d now by transposing 1 to the other side. Therefore, you can see that d will be equal to negative 1.
Okay.
Are we together? Because that's what you could know that, again, one could say that, okay, if g of x plus 1 shows that this is a vertical shift. The graph have been shift upwards 1 unit. So now we are told that if the graph is shifted to 1 unit up, now it will be passing through. What does that mean? That means that whether it's like this, whether it's passing like this, but it's passing through that origin. So if a graph is passing to the origin, that means it doesn't have any any y intercept. Are we together? So if this graph it have moved up, that means it shows that it was previously below. It have moved 1 unit here. So now when you move it 1 unit down, you will get your new your original. Because if it moved 1 unit up, you will take it down 1 unit down to get your y intercept, to get your d.
Yes.
So your d will be 0 minus 1. Simple. You can, if you understand it like that. But now since they wanted you to prove, so hence we had to use that information to support our statement. But if they didn't want us to prove, they just asked us to get it. So you could have just look at the equation, at the function, and analyze the function, and then you know.